When life rises like a storm to test your peace, many of you begin to shake, to worry, to retreat into fear. But I want you to hear me clearly today. The moment you allow circumstances to control your inner world, you surrender the authority that was given to you from above. You were not created to be a victim of your environment. You were created to stand in the midst of fire and remain calm. You were designed to walk through the lion's den without trembling. You were shaped to carry a peace that no situation can steal. To act as if nothing affects you is not pretending. It is understanding that what happens around you is not stronger than what has been placed within you. Listen to me. The true strength of a person is not measured by how loudly they speak, but by how quietly they remain unmoved. Anyone can shout. Anyone can panic. Anyone can react, but not everyone can stand. Not everyone can be still when pressure presses against their mind. Not everyone can carry themselves with calmness when everything around them is demanding a reaction. In this world, many people are controlled by their emotions. When people insult them, they respond. When challenges rise, they become discouraged. When delays come, they lose hope. But I tell you today, you must become a different kind of person. One who does not bend when the wind blows. One who does not break when the storm shakes. One who remains the same whether in light or in darkness. Whether in applause or in silence, whether in abundance or in lack. To act as if nothing affects you is not to ignore reality. It is to refuse to be ruled by it. It is to say, I know who I am. I know where my strength comes from. I know that temporary pressure cannot change my permanent identity. Many people lose themselves the moment difficulties arrive. They begin to doubt everything, their dreams, their calling, their faith, their value. But I ask you, how can a wave swallow the ocean? How can a shadow touch the sun? How can a challenge define somebody who was created to overcome? Problems are real, but they are not masters. They are teachers. They are visitors. They are temporary seasons sent to sharpen, strengthen, and mature you. But when you panic, you fail the lesson. When you complain, you delay your progress. When you lose your calm, you lose your direction. There is a kind of peace that confuses the enemy. There is a kind of inner stillness that makes your battles lose their power. When the adversary brings storms and you do not shake, he becomes confused. When people expect you to be broken, but you stand tall, they become speechless. When life expects you to fall apart, but you rise higher, even your challenges will begin to respect you. That is why I tell you, carry yourself with a calmness that cannot be touched. Walk through life with a confidence that does not rise and fall with circumstances. Look at challenges as if they are small. Look at insults as if they are nothing. Look at delays as if they cannot disturb your destiny. The one who can remain composed in trouble has already won half the battle. Some of you are going through situations right now that make you question your strength. You feel forgotten. You feel rejected. You feel attacked. But hear me, the strength you are looking for does not appear when life is easy. It appears when everything is shaking. Diamonds are not formed in comfort. They are formed under pressure. Gold is not made in silence. It is purified in fire. Warriors are not trained in safety. They are trained in battle. So why are you looking at your challenges as enemies? Those challenges are the very things shaping you into someone unshakable. But you must rise above the emotional reactions that keep you small. You must stop allowing every word to touch you, every comment to touch you, every disappointment to touch you. If everything moves you, you cannot move anything. Look at the great people of this world. They carry a silent power. They walk with a quiet confidence. They do not rush. They do not panic. They do not explain themselves to everyone. They do not react to everything. They choose their battles. They guard their peace. They protect their inner world. That is why they rise above others, because their stability is not controlled by circumstances. But many of you live the opposite. You let the world decide your mood. One message ruins your day. One disappointment destroys your peace. One rejection weakens your confidence. One delay makes you doubt everything. This is why you must train yourself to remain unmoved. When people say things about you, let them speak. When they misunderstand you, let them misunderstand. When they mock you, let them mock. When they doubt you, let them doubt. You must reach a level where your heart is too deep for insults and your peace is too expensive to be touched. If you are affected by every opinion, you are not free. If you are affected by every delay, you do not yet trust your destiny. If you are affected by every challenge, your roots are too shallow. The wind will always blow. Problems will always come. People will always talk. But only you decide what enters your heart. Some of you have been fighting battles that are not even physical. They are happening inside your mind. Anxiety, fear, overthinking, doubt, insecurity. And these things are destroying your peace. But when you learn to act as if nothing affects you, you take the power back. You remind your mind who is in control. You stop imagining negative outcomes. You stop expecting disappointment. You stop rehearsing fears. You begin to carry yourself with stability. And when the mind becomes stable, everything else follows. Peace is a decision before it becomes a feeling. Calmness is a practice before it becomes a habit. Strength is built long before it is needed. So train yourself daily. Respond slowly, breathe deeply, judge nothing too quickly, and resist the urge to react. You must rise to a point where people look at your life and say, how is this person so calm? How do they remain stable in pressure? How do they walk with such authority? Your calmness will preach louder than your words. Your stability will inspire more than your speeches. Your confidence will teach more than your advice. People are watching you not to see how you behave when things are easy, but to observe how you stand when things are difficult. And many of you don't realize your breakthrough is hidden behind your reaction. If you react in fear, you close the door. If you react in frustration, you delay the blessing. But if you stand still, if you remain calm, if you refuse to be shaken, you become a magnet for victory. Some of you are waiting for life to become easy before you become peaceful. But hear me, peace is not found in perfect conditions. Peace is found in inner conviction. Anyone can be calm when nothing is wrong. But true peace is when everything looks wrong, yet inside you nothing moves. This is strength. This is maturity. This is the level you must reach. You must walk through storms as if you cannot drown. You must walk through fire as if you cannot burn. You must walk through darkness as if you already see the light. You must act as if nothing affects you, not because you are blind, but because you are rooted. Life will not stop testing you. People will not stop disappointing you. Challenges will not stop rising. But when you rise above the external loses its power. The world is loud. But your inner world must be quiet. People are unpredictable, but your spirit must remain consistent. Circumstances change rapidly, but your confidence must remain unshaken. When you master this, you become untouchable. Nothing outside you will have permission to disturb what is inside you. And when you become untouchable internally, you become unstoppable externally. Act as if nothing affects you, not because you are pretending, but because you are aligned with a deeper truth. You cannot be moved by things that were never meant to define you. Your peace is your power. Your silence is your strength. Your calmness is your victory. Stand firm. Be steady. Nothing outside you is greater than what has been placed inside you. Untouchable peace makes you unstoppable in purpose. I want you to understand today that there is a power in calmness that most people never realize. The world is always moving, always noisy, always demanding your attention, your reaction, your emotion. Yet there is a place within you, a hidden place, a spiritual stronghold where nothing can enter except what you allow. This is the peace that you must cultivate, the peace that cannot be shaken, the peace that becomes the foundation of unstoppable purpose. Many people live their lives reacting to every situation, responding to every insult, chasing after every emotion that comes their way. And in doing so, they allow themselves to be enslaved by circumstances. They believe that the world should behave according to their expectations. And when it does not, they crumble. But I am telling you, the truly powerful person is not the one who can control others or manipulate situations. The truly powerful person is the one whose inner world is untouchable. The one who carries a peace that no difficulty can penetrate, a calmness that no storm can disturb, and a composure that makes every challenge bow before them. When you are untouchable in peace, you are unstoppable in purpose. You begin to understand that what people do or say to you does not define you. Their opinions are not stronger than your convictions. Their insults, their betrayals, their misunderstandings, their criticisms, their doubts, their attacks, none of these have the power to dictate the direction of your life unless you allow them. Too many people are living in a state of constant agitation because they have not yet claimed their inner authority. They allow the noise of the world to drown out the still small voice that guides their destiny. They react too quickly. They judge too soon. They worry too deeply. And in doing so, they lose sight of their mission. But when your peace is untouchable, you move forward with clarity, with confidence, with unwavering focus. The storms around you may rage, but you are anchored. The winds of opposition may blow, but your roots run deep. The waters of adversity may rise, but you stand firm, unshaken, unmovable, unstoppable. Peace that is untouchable is not the absence of challenges. It is the mastery of your response to them. Many people confuse peace with comfort, but true peace is not found in the absence of difficulty. True peace is found in the presence of God, in the awareness that you are equipped to handle whatever comes your way. You see, when you cultivate untouchable peace, you begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities. Every obstacle becomes a teacher. Every delay becomes a lesson. Every criticism becomes a mirror that reveals the strength you already possess. When people try to provoke you, when situations attempt to intimidate you, when circumstances push against your plans, you are no longer a victim of reaction. You are a master of response. You choose silence over rage, patience over panic, wisdom over impulsivity. And in this choice, Your purpose becomes unstoppable because nothing can stop a person who has learned to remain calm in the face of chaos. There is a spiritual law at work here that most people ignore. Your external world cannot overpower the peace within you unless you permit it. If you allow every small insult to disturb your heart, you will never move forward. If you allow every mistake, every failure, every delay, every betrayal, every misunderstanding to control your emotions, your progress will be slowed. But when you cultivate untouchable peace, you stop giving power to things that are not permanent. You stop giving energy to things that are temporary. You stop reacting to things that have no ultimate control over your destiny. The person who has untouchable peace carries a quiet authority. Even without speaking, their presence commands respect. Even without defending themselves, their integrity speaks. Even without proving anything, their character shines. This is the essence of unstoppable purpose. You are not moved by every wind. You are not shaken by every storm. You are not distracted by every opinion. You are not disturbed by every disappointment. Many of you have yet to realize that peace is not found in circumstances. It is cultivated in the spirit. You cannot expect the world to give you calmness, because the world is never calm. You cannot expect people to give you stability because people are not permanent. You cannot expect life to be fair because life is unpredictable. But you can cultivate a peace within yourself that no one can touch. You can build a fortress in your soul where negativity cannot enter. You can plant seeds of patience that bloom under pressure. You can develop a calmness that grows stronger every time it is tested. And when this peace becomes untouchable, you are unstoppable in purpose because your focus is no longer on what distracts you, but on what drives you. Your energy is no longer wasted on battles you cannot win, but directed toward the destiny that cannot be delayed. Your mind is no longer cluttered with worry, but sharpened with clarity. Your heart is no longer burdened with fear, but strengthened by faith. This is the power of untouchable peace. I want you to understand something very important. Every great person you admire, every leader, every achiever, every pioneer, every servant of God who changed the world, they all possess this quality. They were not moved by every opinion. They were not shaken by every setback. They were not distracted by every challenge. They carried a calmness that allowed them to see beyond the noise. They carried a peace that allowed them to move forward with confidence. They carried a stillness that allowed them to make decisions from wisdom rather than emotion. This is the difference between those who are ordinary and those who are extraordinary. This is the difference between those who are stopped by circumstances and those who move with unstoppable momentum. Untouchable peace is not just a nice thing to have. It is the engine of unstoppable purpose. Without it, you are at the mercy of your environment. With it, nothing outside of you has power over your trajectory. When you develop this kind of peace, you begin to operate from a position of strength rather than reaction. You begin to understand that what people say about you is often more about them than you. You begin to understand that delays, setbacks, and challenges are temporary and designed to teach you, not to defeat you. You begin to recognize that your purpose is greater than any single circumstance, any single disappointment, any single opposition. And this recognition gives you freedom. Freedom to act without fear. Freedom to move without hesitation. Freedom to pursue your calling without distraction. freedom to love without conditions, freedom to serve without expectation, freedom to speak truth without compromise. This freedom comes from untouchable peace, and it is the key that unlocks unstoppable purpose. Peace allows you to think clearly when chaos surrounds you. Peace allows you to make decisions when confusion is everywhere. Peace allows you to respond with wisdom when emotions are running high. Peace allows you to maintain dignity when others try to provoke you. Peace allows you to continue on your path when obstacles appear insurmountable. Peace allows you to trust the process when outcomes are uncertain. And peace allows you to walk with courage even when fear is knocking at the door. Without peace, you are constantly reactive. With untouchable peace, you become proactive, decisive, and unstoppable. Too many people are living their lives as if they are in a constant state of emergency. They respond to everything as if the world is conspiring against them. They react to every opinion, every action, every failure, every misunderstanding. Their energy is scattered. Their focus is diluted. Their purpose is delayed. But I am telling you today, if you will cultivate a peace that no circumstance can touch, you will suddenly find that doors open that were previously closed. Opportunities appear where none existed. People who doubted you begin to respect you. Challenges that seemed impossible become manageable. You gain clarity in the midst of confusion. You gain wisdom in the midst of complexity. You gain strength in the midst of weakness. This is the supernatural advantage of untouchable peace. To cultivate this peace, you must learn to prioritize your inner life above external events. You must refuse to give every situation power over your emotions. You must set boundaries around your mind and your heart. You must refuse to be drawn into every argument, every conflict, every drama. You must learn the art of stillness, the art of silence, the art of reflection. You must learn to pause before you react. You must learn to breathe before you respond. You must learn to observe before you judge. And as you practice this consistently, your peace grows. It grows stronger with every test. It grows stronger with every insult. It grows stronger with every challenge. It grows stronger with every delay. And with this growing peace, your purpose becomes unstoppable because nothing external can dictate your steps, your decisions, your direction, or your destiny. When you are untouchable in peace, you are not only unstoppable in purpose, but you are also a source of inspiration and influence for others. People are drawn to calmness in the midst of chaos. People are attracted to those who carry themselves with dignity when others panic. People respect those who respond with wisdom rather than anger. People trust those who are steady when everything around them is unpredictable. You become a lighthouse in the storm, a rock in the river, a voice of reason in the confusion. And as people follow your example, your impact multiplies. You are no longer just moving toward your own purpose. You are paving the way for others to rise as well. Untouchable peace does not just make you unstoppable. It makes the world around you move differently because your presence changes the atmosphere. You must understand that untouchable peace is a choice, not a condition. You do not wait for circumstances to be favorable. You do not wait for people to behave correctly. You do not wait for life to become easy. You choose peace in the midst of difficulty. You choose calmness in the middle of chaos. You choose faith in the middle of doubt. You choose patience in the middle of delay. You choose wisdom in the middle of confusion. And when you consistently make this choice, peace becomes a habit. Peace becomes a shield. Peace becomes a power. And once this power is firmly established within you, your purpose cannot be stopped, because nothing external can overpower what has been fortified internally. There will always be storms. There will always be opposition. There will always be people who doubt you. There will always be situations that seem unfair. There will always be challenges that appear too great. But when your peace is untouchable, you rise above all of it. You move forward while others are distracted. You advance while others are stalled. You achieve while others are arguing. You succeed while others are complaining. You become unstoppable because your inner calmness gives you a clarity and focus that cannot be derailed. And this clarity allows you to see opportunities where others see only obstacles. It allows you to recognize solutions where others see only problems. It allows you to move with confidence where others hesitate. Every time you cultivate untouchable peace, you are building a foundation for long-term success. Every time you resist the temptation to react emotionally, you strengthen your character. Every time you pause instead of panicking, you build wisdom. Every time you choose faith instead of fear, you deepen your courage. Every time you maintain composure instead of losing control, you increase your influence. And as these small, consistent choices accumulate, they create an unstoppable momentum that propels you toward your purpose. Those who are reactive may move quickly, but they do not move forward. Those who are impulsive may appear busy, but they are not productive. Those who are controlled by emotion may act, but they do not achieve. Peace, untouchable peace, is what allows a person to move steadily, surely, and successfully toward the destiny that has been set for them.